Hey there, high level listeners. Welcome back to High Level Listening. This is our YouTube channel where we give you side by side British and American English. And today we're going to dive into one of the most important phrases in any language. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry is probably one of the first things you learnt to say in English, but did you know that there are many, many different ways that you can say it, and that it can be quite important that you use the correct kind of apology in different situations to sound respectful or professional?
I mean, it's happened to me in different languages. If you run into somebody or if you make a mistake, which we often do, you might want to just say sorry, sorry, sorry all the time. But in today's episode, we're going to share and explain 10 different ways you can say I'm sorry, depending upon how casual or formal the situation is. Whether you're apologizing to a friend, a coworker, or someone even more important, we've got you covered with the right phrase for every situation, and we'll give you plenty of examples so you can use the right apology for the right moment.
Yes, and remember, like always, if you want to get a downloadable PDF copy to take offline and study in your own way, you can join us as a high-level listening member by clicking the link in the description below, and then you get exclusive community posts. Anyway, let's jump in with the first way to say sorry. What is it, Kat?
This is probably the most casual and the most easygoing. My bad. My bad. This is when you make a mistake or you forget something and it's really minor. It's really small. Okay. So this would be in a casual setting. You could use this at work with some coworkers or colleagues that you know, but it would not really be about work. I forgot to tie my shoe. My bad, my bad. Or I forgot the napkins. My bad, my bad. But I would probably use this more with friends and family. So one example might be, so do we have everything? Oh, my bad. I forgot my phone. 1 second, I'll be right back. So this doesn't really need an I'm sorry. Like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot my phone. Let me go get it. Oh, no, that's not a big problem. That's not a big deal. So this is a very simple way to say, I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
Yes, as Kat explains, these are minor mistakes. Another example could be, I know you asked me to get some ice, but I forgot. My bad. So I'm going to say, my bad. It sounds like we're going to a party. If you don't have ice, it's not the end of the world. It's also a friendly phrase because I'm at a party. I'm going to say, my bad. And that's often a phrase I'm going to use with friends more than colleagues. And I'm sure there are no big consequences for this mistake. So little problem, my bad. And it's all over.
I
The
still
next
think you should
phrase,
go get
oh yeah.
ice though.
Oh, yeah, you should probably say my bad, accept the mistake, and then go out and correct the mistake. That would be the friendly
Right.
thing to do.
Yes.
So the second way we have to say I'm sorry is also casual, is oops, sorry. Oops, sorry. That's spelled OOPS. Oops, sorry. Again, this is a small mistake and it was not intentional. I didn't mean it. And I'm saying sorry because I just did it. I'm making the mistake right now. So if I'm dropping my phone, oops, sorry. Or if I'm closing the door when you're trying to come through, oops, sorry, I'll open the door again. It's the moment that I make the mistake. So, for example, oh, sorry, I accidentally knocked over your drink. Again, it wasn't my intention. I'm taking responsibility. It's not a massive problem. So, this is a small, unintentional mistake in a casual way. Just, oops, sorry.
If I accidentally walked in front of someone and I didn't see them, and then, oh, oops, sorry, please go ahead. Please go ahead. I mean, this is a stranger. They could be young, they could be older, they could even be my boss, right? Oops, sorry. Please go ahead. So, this in comparison to my bad, I wouldn't use my bad with a stranger. I would probably say, oops, sorry, meaning
Right.
I didn't know, I didn't see, nothing bad happened, right? But I'm still a little sorry. Oops, my mistake. I'm sorry. So, the next one, as we kind of go up the level from very informal to more and more formal, our next one is sorry about that. Sorry about that. Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. Now, to say flat out, I'm sorry about that feels more formal. This is still a little bit casual. Sorry about that. I even in my voice, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now, this can be my mistake. Maybe I dropped a glass, or maybe an inconvenience, like a long wait. Sorry about that. The doctor is ready for you. Or it could be some problems outside of your control, like maybe there's an audio problem or a video problem in one of your meetings. Sorry about that. Okay, we are going to just continue. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and continue. If you come sit down with your coffee or you come sit down with your glass of water and you spill a little bit. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'll go get a napkin and clean that up.
So a good phrase you can use at work, as Kat mentioned. It works well in sort of work situations to show that you're aware of the mistake and you're aware of the problem and you're ready to correct it. Like Kat will clean up the spill, you'll be ready to correct it. Sorry about that. If you're especially dealing with a frustrated customer or a client that's getting a little bit impatient, sorry about that can help them maybe calm down. You'll sound professional as well. If you said, my bad, to a customer, that would sound really bad, like you're not taking it seriously or you're joking. So this is useful at work. Maybe you're having a technical problem at work and you say, we'll need 5 more minutes. We're having some issues with our software this morning. Sorry about that. Kind of a helpful, polite phrase that can just make things a bit smoother with your customer. Sorry about that. The fourth one here is, I didn't mean to, and then a phrase. But the main part is, I didn't mean to. So you can use this with friends and you can use this one at work as well. And it's a way of explaining and apologizing for your actions, especially if you think you did something wrong or maybe said something rude by mistake. And after the phrase, you say what you didn't want to do. So maybe you're dealing with another team from another country, and maybe there's some different etiquette or different sense of humor, and you say something that's meant to be a joke, and they do not laugh. They don't find it funny. You can apologize quickly. Say, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I was just joking. So you can apologize, especially if there's any sort of friction or any sort of culture clash. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just had a quick question. This is a really good one because I don't want to be rude. I don't want to sound rude. I don't want you to think I'm rude. Okay, so I don't mean to interrupt, meaning interrupting is rude, right? It's when someone's talking and you start talking while they're talking, you interrupt them, right? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I just had a quick question. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one on our list. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Now, this is our first true and sincere apology on our list. If you bump into someone, you can say, oops, my bad. Sorry about that. But if you say, I'm really sorry, this sounds like you really hurt the person. Okay, so we wouldn't usually use this one unless you are genuinely sorry and you've really hurt somebody else, right? So the mistake itself can be small or big, but we do feel really bad about it and we take full responsibility. So in this case, maybe a person called you and it was an emergency. It was a really important phone call and you missed it. Not sure why, but hey, I'm really sorry for missing your call earlier. I listened to your message. I hope there's some way I can, make up for it, right? I'm really sorry for missing your call earlier.
Yes, as you can hear, even as Kat's explaining it, she sounds sad and
Sorry,
regretful.
I'm
I'm
really
really
sorry.
sorry. It's hard not to say it without slowing down. We really didn't want this to happen, and we're showing proper regret. So this is a very sincere, heartfelt apology to show that you truly regret it. Maybe you arrive late at work. You could say, I'm really sorry for being late. I got stuck in traffic. Maybe I missed an important meeting or something. So I'm really sorry for being late. I really didn't want this to happen and I regret it. Next one we've got on the list, you can say, I'm sorry, or that was my fault. That was my fault. This is probably the most professional and least emotional one we have on this list. But I think it's a useful phrase to say, especially if you work in an office or you're working in a team. Sometimes there's a mistake at work and people start arguing. It was your fault. No, it was your fault. It wasn't my fault. This is a way to stop those kinds of discussions. You can focus on fixing the problem instead and accept responsibility. That was my fault. Yeah, I take full responsibility for the mistake, whether it's big or small. This sounds professional and quite mature to accept your mistakes. That was my fault. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I'm being professional about it. I'm not being emotional about it. Let's start fixing it. Okay, that was my fault. I miscommunicated the deadline. Let's work on a solution.
I think because a lot of people say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Some people don't think that it feels very genuine. So this is actually a formal and more professional way to say, I'm sorry. I almost wouldn't even say, I'm sorry. I would say something like, hey, that was my fault. You have every right to be upset. So I'm not just saying, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
No, that was my
Right, yeah,
fault.
you
That
don't
was,
mean that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. That was my fault. That was my mistake.
Mm.
Me. I did it. So let's fix it. That's exactly, I would feel the same way as Mark said. Now let's fix it, right? Now, our next one is a good one to say after you say, I'm sorry, and that's please forgive me. Please forgive me. Now, I would probably use this more sincerely with friends and family and people that you know really well, because I wouldn't probably ask them to forgive me at work. I would just say, I'm just going to fix it. All right. Yeah, that was my fault. I'll fix it. Let's move on. Right. I don't need your forgiveness for this. But if you've hurt somebody emotionally, then I would probably use it. Okay. So I am looking for your forgiveness. You know, this is a really big sorry. Hey, I'm really sorry. I forgot our anniversary. Please forgive me. Now, if I come home and I forgot an important day to my husband and I've made them sad, you know, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry I did this. Please forgive me. I want us to feel better about this. Please forgive me.
Yeah, this is a serious one. It almost sounds like you're begging, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. You've really hurt someone's feelings or made a sort of painful mistake. This is the one to use. So, an example, what I said was totally out of line. Please forgive me. If I was out of line, I said something very rude and hurtful. Maybe I insulted someone or I was angry. Afterwards, when you calm down, I regret it. What I said was totally out of line. Please forgive me. I really regret that. Okay, next one on the list is I apologize. I apologize. This is back to the formal register or the formal tone. I'll probably say this with clients or colleagues, especially when you need a formal apology. Maybe you're writing an email or maybe you're telling lots of colleagues or lots of clients at the same time that there was a mistake. It was my fault. I apologize. It's strong, it's sincere, but it still keeps a professional tone. Again, if you're dealing with angry customers, you can use I apologize and it might still keep that professional level going. If it's my mistake, I apologize. If it's a mistake with my computer and it's not my fault, I'd still say I apologize. You'll see companies and businesses use this when they give bad news. So one example could be, I apologize for the delay in processing your request. It's very formal language.
I apologize for any confusion caused by the announcement. Now, maybe some people were a little upset. Maybe people were just confused, but we're keeping it at that high formality, right? I apologize for this. I apologize for that. We apologize for this. Now, in order to just step it up even more, I sincerely apologize. Now, this for me is the most sincere, most formal one. I sincerely apologize. Like Mark said, we're talking to a big group, but this feels more emotional for sure. I sincerely apologize for the confusion. okay, people were confused, but that's it, right? But if something bad actually happened or people were really upset by this, I sincerely apologize. Now, if someone got a bit angry or if someone was out of line, like Mark said before, this happens sometimes. We're not all perfect. And someone was upset by that or someone felt emotional after that, I sincerely apologize for the remarks made during the meeting. The remarks being the things that were said, the what the person said. So I sincerely apologize for the remarks made during the meeting.
Yes, it's a big apology for a big mistake. It's like the damage has been done, and maybe this apology won't make any difference. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's worth saying. You should say it, especially if you work in a company. This also reminds me of like politicians when they're about to resign because they made such a huge mistake. I sincerely apologize for my actions and the impact they've had. So there we go. I think we've gone from most casual all the way up to most formal.
Thanks everybody for watching. Did you learn something new about how to say I'm sorry? Which phrase do you think you'll use next time? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you and we always reply.
Yes, we always do. A big thank you to our members as well, who can get the PDF transcript of this video right now. And if you want the PDF transcripts of this episode and all of our episodes before, you can become a member using the link below. Also, if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, you can click like and subscribe so you'll never miss any of the 2 videos that we put out every single week. And we'll see you next time on High Level Listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon.